So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you how to maintain the Dreame X40 Ultra. I want to give a review, but before I do that, I want to show how I kind of do like the day-to-day or kind of like routine cleaning and maintenance here. But first, what I think I'm going to do is to show you is how you actually clean the base station, and then we'll show how to kind of like clean and maintain the robot and everything like that. So what I normally would do this on the ground, but with it's kind of hard to show that way. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to actually do the base station clean setup from here. This way the robot can push out, and I'll show you how it kind of does the cleaning and everything like that. So, okay, so let's take a look at this here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to pull up my the app on my Dreame app here, and I'm going to go ahead and put it into kind of the base station cleaning here. So if we go into the app itself, I just downloaded this here on the app, and what it's going to do, and then what I'm going to do here is go into the settings. So go to dock settings, and then we're going to clean the washboard base manually. So what you want to do here is what's going to happen is going to push the robot out, and then you can go ahead and kind of clean it. So the nice part with that is you can then go in and you can use this to clean the brush and everything like that. So you take the cleaning brush and then you can go ahead and clean everything out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start that, and then I can start getting in there and really cleaning it. And then from there too, we can clean out like the little pan that's in there. So going back here, we're going to click start cleaning. Okay, so it was having issues. I needed to have the mop pads installed, so I just took out the robot and put the mop pad on. So now actually this should work here. So now it's going to push out the robot.
Please remove the washboard.
So we're going to remove this. And then
Clean water starts outflowing.
so then what you do is you're going to take this and kind of get in there and clean it out. As you can see, we have 3 dogs, so it makes it a little more difficult. Get a lot more work with these.
Clean water outflowing process ended. Please wait for 10 seconds, and then clean the base station after the dirts are soaked. Please use a brush or cloth to clean the bottom of the base station within 20 seconds.
Okay.
Then the sewage will be pumped out automatically.
Clean that out. Well, this just kind of gives it a nice clean. So.
Please push the dirts to the pumping port.
Yeah, and you
the
see here.
The process will last for 30 seconds.
Just gotta push everything to the side.
Process ended. Clean the washboard separately and install it back.
Okay, so now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and clean this washboard. So I'm gonna take it over to our sink here. Okay, so I now have this in our sink down here. So what I'm gonna do is, we got kind of like this extra, like I said, we have 3 dogs. I'm gonna get that, throw that away in the trash, put it aside, and then get some hot water. And while that's kind of warming up here, I'm actually going to spray just kind of some soap on here. And let that kind of just sit for a few minutes. And you can kind of also kind of start using this. So this is a good tool. It comes with the robot. I'm going to clean everything off. rinse this off. And now that I kind of have that cleaned off, let's go ahead and we'll rinse it under the sink here. It's a little difficult to do with one hand, but not impossible. And then I do have spray it. I'll do. So this is probably good to do, I would say, once a month or so. It kind of depends on how often you are vacuuming and mopping. I guess specifically mopping because this is the washboard for that. But yeah, it's good to do it because it helps kind of keep the actual mop pads clean and everything. So now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and put this back into the base. So now that we're back to the base, I'm going to go ahead and put this back in there. And everything's done. So I go ahead and put the robot back into the base here. So take this, and just kind of slide it back in. So now what I want to kind of go over is kind of like just the general routine, like maintenance, and just kind of clean this up here. So I think the first thing we'll go through is you have the different tanks. So you have your clean water tank. It's going to be this one here. You don't have to do too much of that from a cleaning perspective. I know people might put some stuff in it, but I don't normally do that. I know you can maybe put like some sort of detergent or something, but I do have the detergent in here, so I don't need to worry about that. But you do have the dirty tank that this does need to get cleaned out here. So let's go ahead and get this cleaned out. As you can see, it's quite gross. So let's go ahead and clean that, take that to the sink and get that cleaned out here. Okay, so we're back at the sink here, and so I'm going to go ahead and clean this out. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to empty this. I'm just going to, I normally pour this down the toilet, but I'll pour this down here right now, as you can see. And then what I want to do, because I haven't probably cleaned this out as well as I'd like to in the past, is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually spray some detergent, some cleaner in here. So I'm just going to spray this out, give it a good clean. I'll let that sit for a few seconds here. And I'm going to go ahead and use this tool again. And the nice part too is this actually extends. You see here, and you can kind of go ahead and put it in here. So I'm going to kind of throw the water in. Not exactly the greatest clean brush in there for this, but it works all right. Empty that out. I'm gonna try to clean the sides here too. There's a lot of dirt, so obviously a lot of you get like dirt and grime after using the mop. So we actually run the mop at least once a day. Like I said, we got a bunch of dogs. So at least once a day with the mop. And then twice a week, do kind of more of a deep clean in the house. So we'll use we'll have it clean the kitchen, living room, and the hallway. So we'll have it mop that. So we'll do that twice a week, so more like in-depth cleaning. But every day we'll have it just clean the kitchen, since you got a lot of traffic in there. Usually like the main doors in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this up here and get this cleaned out. Then we'll put this back into the base here. Okay, so now that I have it cleaned, I have this cleaned out here, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back into the base station. Just gonna put it at the top here, and you can close that up. So now what I wanna do is kind of just do general cleaning maintenance of the robot itself here. So I'll show you what I got here. Okay, so I purchased the kind of cleaning supply kit, the accessory kit that Dreame offers. So we have in here an extra side brush, the roller brush, and then we have a dust bag, filter, and we have extra mop pads. So I'm going to go ahead and replace most of this here. So the nice part about the filters is you can actually reuse these. So with the other filter, I'll go ahead and I'll wash it out, and we'll put it through the, kind of rinse it out and let it dry for about a day. So I think it's recommended to dry it out for about 24 hours. Okay, so put this aside here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this disassembled, and I'll show you kind of what I do to kind of clean it up here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull out the robot again here. And I'm just gonna set my camera here.
Wheels are not in contact with the ground. Yes. Please reposition the robot and start it again.
Okay, so I removed the robot here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of make it easier. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. So you hold it down for a few seconds, and you should hear a couple of beeping noise here. Okay, so the robot is now off. So I guess part of it is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just kind of wipe it down here. So I'll take like a fiber cloth and just kind of wipe it off. Can't get the extra dust here. Like I said, we have a bunch of dogs in here, so we collect a lot of like fur and dust and everything like that. So we want to try to get that taken care of as much as possible here. So I powered off the robot here, and so now we're going to go ahead and just kind of clean it off, get the extra dust and stuff off here. So then what I want to do, I'll kind of flip it over here, and you kind of see just kind of all the extra dust and stuff that we kind of collect with the hair and everything like that. So this is why we have this robot. So what I'm going to do, I will go ahead, I'm going to take these off. Replace those, and then what I'm going to do, I'll take this out. Oh, so there's that. Which I normally hear like a sound, so I think that's probably would have been here. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and kind of clean that out. So kind of clean out the sensors. You have the different fall sensors. Part of the biggest problem I have is that you get like this fur and stuff in here. Makes it a little bit hard to fully get it out. The only way I know how to like get it out of like officially is I guess you could technically take it apart, but I don't want to void the warranty. So I have not done that. But yeah, there's other ways to kind of fish that out. I'll kind of deal with that on the side here. And so then I kind of go in here, clean this out. And then then you kind of want to make sure you get the sensors here. It's kind of good because it's after the fall sensor, so you want to make sure that you're fully getting that cleaned out. I am going to go and replace the brush here. So I'm going to take a screwdriver. Hopefully this is a good size. I need something smaller. Oh, no, this works. And I believe this should just, yeah, there you go. Just be able to pull it out. So take that out. And I'll go ahead and clean out here a little bit. And then just really trying to get the oh, that actually worked pretty well. So spin this away. Just trying to, and I feel like most people aren't going to have this issue, but for us, it's a big thing. We have very shedding dogs. Yeah, so I wish there was an easier way. If I could take, part of the problem is I think the hair gets caught under this like chassis, and there is no good way, unless you're taking it apart, there's no good way to get to it. And like I said, unfortunately, if you take this off, this voids the warranty from what I can tell. You have to be able to, I think, take like this screw out, and yeah, again, still a warranty, don't really want to risk that right now, sadly. But yeah. So it's pretty good. It's better than it was. Okay. So we've been using the Tri-Gut brush. This actually works pretty well. I'm actually gonna put in the regular brush. Kind of see how this, you see if you notice any real difference between the two. I feel like I've been using this probably close to like 6 months or more. And because we have like, you know, so we have a lot of the dogs and hair and everything like that, I think it does help. But I kind of want to see if we notice any kind of difference with this and see if there is less kind of being left behind. I know this is where it comes important to clean all this and clean everything off. So then I kind of want to just go here. I'm gonna just clean this off, just kind of. Okay, so that's majority of that down here. I think, you know, let me just kind of wipe it down a little further. Kind of try to get as much the additional hair. Yeah, and you kind of have the. I would say my kind of the biggest issue is the fur seems to get really stuck in places that you can't easily access and get it pulled out. So I think, you know, that's the tricky part. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'll put this back in there, and so put the new one. So it should go this way, slides right in, and then I'll put its cover back on, and it should go this way. Yep, locks into place. Like I said, I have these pads. I replaced them maybe a couple months ago. Since I have extras, I'm gonna go ahead and replace those now. So I'm gonna take 2 new clean pads and put them on top here. So then you just kind of take this off. And these guys should go in the wash, so you can throw them into the washer. Washing machine. Do clothes. I probably would do like with towels or something like that. And then you just go ahead and put on the new one. And you just gotta make sure it's like nice and even. There we go. And then we'll do the next one. And again, kind of make it nice and even. Okay, so now that we have that, we can go ahead and kind of put them back. So it doesn't really matter which one they go into. Here and here. Okay, nice and clean. And then I will, like I said, I'm going to replace this brush. I'm going to go ahead and put on the new one here. So you can see I kind of have like it's the hexadecimal. You have the different like shapes. So you just match up the shape. Put it here. And then take your screwdriver. And tighten it up. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and flip this back. Actually, sorry. I have to put this back in. So I'm going to put this back in there. Just kind of pops right in. And then we're going to go ahead and flip the robot over. Okay, so put these off to the side. And then last thing we want to do is we want to clean off the sensors, the final sensor. So we want to make sure the lighter gets kind of clean. And then want to get in here, clean, the different, because there's different sensors, and you got obviously the camera. You probably want to make sure you use like a microfiber cloth so it doesn't scratch up the areas. We have the different sensors over here, and then believe, let me kind of clean this off, and this, and then the last thing we want to do, and then is that we have open this up, and we have the dustbin. So the dustbin is kind of gross, and like I said, go ahead and kind of clean this out. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this to the sink, and I'll kind of just show you how to kind of clean it out quick. So we're back to the sink, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out the filter. Like I said, I'm going to actually replace this filter, and I think it pops up. Yeah, so it pops up this way, and then you kind of pull it that way. So it's, obviously you can see, pretty gross. But the nice part is that you can reuse these and re-clean them. So I'm just going to rinse this off. And I'll just kind of do like hot water. Make sure it's getting in there nice and clean. And again, I recommend with this, you want to go ahead and let it sit for about 24 to 48 hours. So that's nice about having like an spare one. So if you don't have a spare filter, you're going to want to probably not, unfortunately, use your robot for a few days, at least for 24 hours. Let's go ahead then. I feel like I got it pretty good. Okay, and then you can actually go ahead and clean this out as well. Looks like this does have a little dirt in it, so I'm going to throw this into the garbage. Okay, so I have that cleaned out. So what I want to do, I'm just going to kind of rinse this out. So again, this is kind of those things where it's okay to do this, but you're going to want to let it sit and be dry for probably at least 24 hours again. But it's good to do this every once in a while, get it kind of clean. And and let it so yeah, so what I normally do, if I'm using the same filter, I'll let both just set for about the 24 hours. And yeah, I said usually 24 hours is good enough. So now that we got that clean, we'll let it kind of sit and dry. And we can kind of finish the last couple steps of cleaning out the robot and the base. I think now we just got to do a couple of things with the base. Okay, so now that I have this cleaned out, we can go ahead and, again, you want to let this sit for about 24 hours, just to kind of show you how to put this back in. I'm going to take the new filter, and it just kind of slides in like that, and you can close it up. And then it kind of sits nice, and then from there, you can go ahead and put this back in there. And it just fits right in. But then, like I said, I'm going to keep it out so that way it dries completely and when I use it the next time here. So I'm going to take this out and I'll put this to the side for right now. Okay, so and then you can kind of want to make sure you're kind of cleaning out this area, take anything kind of like dust and stuff like that, and then. But I'll close this off right now and I'll let this dry. So what I normally do. I kind of just like set it upside down like this and let it sit there and kind of drain out. Okay, so the last thing what we want to do is actually look at the dust bag, which is pretty full. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pull this out, and it's not too bad. It probably get a little bit longer, but again, I kind of want to just kind of show you how kind of do the maintenance and stuff like that. So this is fully disposable, so you kind of just seal this up. And you can just throw it into your garbage can. So you take the new one, and then what you're gonna do is you kind of see you have these lines here. You're gonna go ahead and line it up. Push it in. Get it nice and set. And then the last thing you want to do is you have the detergent department. Mine's not completely empty, but I have some left over and kind of just might as well fill it up here. So there's still, I don't know, maybe a little less than a fourth left in there. Probably more, a little less than that. But what I do is I have actually purchased the Dreame brand for the multi-floor surface cleaning, and it works pretty well. I haven't tried anything else, but for me, haven't really seen the need to get into different stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in there, and this one's almost empty here, so I have a couple extra of these bottles. And I bought these directly from Dreame, but I think you can buy them on Amazon and other places too. Just gonna pull it up. And there you go. Okay, let's go ahead and dispose of that. So that should be all taken care of and done. And then I want to go ahead and I will close this up. And then put this back into the base. And it just slides right in there. Okay. And that's it. So that's usually kind of the main maintenance that I do. Just kind of make sure, again, we just have a bunch of dogs, so we just have all this dog fur. So it really helps kind of keep our house really clean and kind of full, get rid of the dog fur and stuff like that. I'll put this back in, and you have kind of the lines, and it just pops right in. So, yep, and then kind of last thing is I'll, put this back in. And again, normally I would have the dustbin in there, but again, since I'm letting it dry, I am not going to put that back in so far. So I'm going to take this, and then there you go. I think because I turned it off, it's going to boot back up here. So yeah, so that's kind of the basic, like I would say monthly or couple months I do the kind of basic cleaning. A lot of times it's just kind of making sure you're taking all the extra like dust and stuff, because you want to make sure that the sensors are nice and clean and you're not having causing any kind of visual issues for the robot when it's going through the house. And so it's good to kind of rub down the sensors with a microfiber cloth. Helps kind of keep it clean. So yeah, I hope this was a little entertainment. I know they're entertaining, informative, I should say. I know that there are a bunch of these kind of different videos out there, but I thought it's important to at least have another person's perspective or take on it. But yeah, so that's how I can do my main maintenance and daily cleaning of the unit. Let me know if you have any questions or how you kind of want to do it yourself, or if you need help with something. Feel free to leave a comment on this video and I'll get back to you. But yeah, please like and subscribe. I definitely want to build this channel and hopefully able to review, you know, more robots and different type of products. I'm really hoping to build up this channel. I want to be able to experiment and try different units. I want to get into the more robot vacuums, and then I really want to try the robot lawnmower. So I feel like, you know, if I can build a presence here, I might be able to afford to do that and stuff like that. So thank you again for checking this out. I hope you all have a great night.